All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little San Francisco Giant video. Heliot Ramos belongs on the All-Star team. We'll talk about that coming up next as Ramos continues to rake after a big night at Wrigley Field. And, of course, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig and a Pickle. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Tell them that Krug sent you. Get some brisket in this video brought to you by Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're at 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California, along the Monterey Peninsula. Give my good friend Anthony Catania a call down there. He's at 831-521-5264. Well, they have a rule, and that is that every team has to be represented in the All-Star game. There were years I didn't like that rule because I thought, just let's get the best players on the field. But then, you know what? I do like having at least one Giant in the game to root for. And this year, there's no doubt in my mind, that Giant's got to be 24-year-old outfielder Heliot Ramos. He should be the Giants All-Star. The 2024 All-Star game is July 16th at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, the home of the world champion Bruce Bochy-led Texas Rangers. And you just look at what Ramos is doing right now, and Ramos is just awesome. He's hitting .328 after last night with a .404 on base. He went 2 for 5 with a home run to the opposite field last night, his 9th of the year. He's got 31 RBIs on the year, 7 doubles, 17 walks. In fact, the 31 RBIs in 36 games. So he's absolutely been a find for the Giants offense since they called him out of the minor leagues. 5'11", about 190 pounds. He can play all three outfield spots. He can play center. He can play right. He can play left. The 17 walks are kind of a key number because he's been able to keep his batting average up by walking. And we're talking about a guy who literally has single-handedly won games by himself for the Giants this year. And he's a terrific dude. I mean, he really is. I did an interview with him before last year's spring training. And, I said to him, what do you need to do to get better? And he's just like, I just got to produce. I got to produce. And he's like, I'm not one of these guys that wants to put the cart before the horse or say I'm owed this or that. He goes, I need to have a big year in AAA and then follow that up and continue to get better. And sure enough, he did. And this year he's gotten his opportunity. And as I said, he's a terrific guy. He was the Giants' first-round draft choice out of high school in Puerto Rico in 2017. And he's 24 years old now. So he was 17 overall, 17 years of age. And when he was taken 19th overall in the first round by the Giants in June of 2017. And it's funny, I've talked to Marty Lurie about Heliot in the past, and he's like, he compares him to Willie Mays. And now before you sit there and go, whoa, let's not compare anybody to Willie Mays. What he's comparing is the build. Willie wasn't a big, tall guy, and neither's Ramos. Ramos is 5'11", 188, 190 pounds. Very similar dimensions to Willie Mays. They both are right-handed. They both have tremendous power. They both were 5-tool guys. They both could play any outfield spot and probably good enough to play in the infield. So I can see why Marty compared him to Mays because Mays was a right-handed hitter, similar size, incredible bat speed, 5-tool guy. I think the comparison's apt. Now, there's only one Willie Mays, but watching Heliot Ramos this year has just been absolutely so fun to watch. I mean, he is crushing left-handed pitching. He's hitting .438 off lefties with a .568 on base. That's a Barry Bonds-like on-base percentage. .568. You're getting on base like 57% of the time that you're coming to the plate. I mean, that is very Barry Bonds-esque. And it's not like he's just a lefty specialist or, a right-handed hitter against lefties. Against right-handed pitching, Ramos this year is hitting .290. And, that .568 on base is not there, but it's .336, which is still a very good on-base percentage. The other thing for the Giants is they found a guy that can hit in their ballpark. This guy's hitting .379 at home at Oracle Park. He's hitting almost .380. So I was looking at some of his splits. He's much better in the daytime. He's hitting .359 in the daytime, .294 at night. Got off to a decent start in May, hitting 280 in May, but he's hit 386 in the month of June. 387, I should say. That's a gaudy number. And if you look at his June numbers, 387 batting average, just in June alone. And we're not even at the 20th of June. We still got 10 more days, 12 more days left of June. Almost 2 weeks left in the month. He's hitting 387 this month with 7 home runs, 18 RBIs in the month, 10 extra base hits, a slugging percentage of 774, an OPS of 1233 OPS. He is just absolutely raking. So Heliot Ramos, I mean, the Giants have, Lamont Wade's had a tremendous first half, an incredible first half for Wade. If he wasn't hurt, he probably would be their all-star. Logan Webb's not been bad. Conforto got off to a nice start early, but then cooled off. Tyro's starting to heat up, as of late. Chapman got off to a slow start, but he's starting to heat up. Bailey has been a pretty good player. Doval's been good out of the pen until just the last week or so. So their Giants have other options, but their all-star's got to be Ramos. And the Ramos story is a great story. I mean, he was the MVP of the 2016 Under Armour All-American high school showcase game at Wrigley Field. Think about that. 17 years old, maybe 16 years old. And you're playing in an All-American game, a high school showcase of the best juniors and seniors in the country, at Wrigley Field at 16. I've never talked to Heliot about that, but I bet you that was an incredible experience. And he was the MVP of the game. Then he committed to play at Florida International University, but the Giants drafted him in the first round, and he signed with the Giants for $3.1 million as far as the signing bonus. And they sent him to the Arizona League in 2017. He immediately led the league in slugging percentage. 2018, they promoted him to the Sally League, which is low A ball, the South Atlantic League. He played for Augusta, and he was good. He was selected to play in the Futures game that year. So obviously he had a good year in the Sally League. 2019, they promoted him from low A Augusta to high A San Jose. He was a Cal League All-Star. Hit 306 that year in San Jose, which was the 4th best average in the Cal League that year. And then they promoted him after he did really well throughout the summer to Double A in the month of August. And then once again, second year in a row, he was a futures game selection once again. So 20, of course, was the pandemic, and I think everybody kind of wiped that season away. 2021, he was promoted to AAA Sacramento in July of 2021, finished the year there with 15 stolen bases. And just to put this in perspective, not only was Heliot Ramos in AAA in 2021, he was 5.7 years younger than the average player in the PCL at that point in time. So he's always been like one of the youngest players at the level that he's played at. He's always been a precocious, quick learner. Giants added him to their 40-man roster in 2021. He spent the 2022 season in AAA Sacramento and had a bad year. Hit 227, and didn't have, only had 11 home runs. The Giants did promote him. He made his major league debut April 10th of 2022, and then went 2 for 20, and had a really bad stretch. And then I did the interview with him before the 2023 season, and he was looking to go back to AAA. And he's like, man, I had a bad year last year. And I said, well, what happened? He's like, just mentally, I wasn't in a good spot. So he comes back in 2023 at AAA, and he has a significant oblique strain, and that injury slowed him down. So, that really, that's been his history. Now, fast forward to 2024, they promote him this year, and he has just been outstanding. Now, it's funny, if you don't know the Ramos brothers story, he's one of 3 brothers. His older brother was Hector Ramos, who was a pro soccer player in Puerto Rico, and he's the all-time top scorer of the Puerto Rican national team. So his brother was one of the great soccer players of all time. And even Heliot, when I asked him about, growing up, he's like, yeah, I played a lot of soccer, man. I was really good at soccer. So Heliot was following in his brother Hector's footsteps. Heliot's also got an older brother, Henry Ramos, who made pro ball coming out of Puerto Rico. He was in the majors in 2021 with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So, I mean, it's a very athletic family for sure. And now Heliot, it's his time to shine, and he has absolutely shined. And there's just no doubt in my mind that he's the guy that I want to watch. Like when I tune in to see the Giants, I'm tuning in to watch Heliot Ramos. The guy hits the ball 110 to 120 miles an hour. He can play center field. He's got a tremendous throwing arm. He's played a little left, but he's got the arm to play center or right. He's got tremendous power, but now he's hitting the ball with authority the other way. Last night, he struck out in his first 2 at-bats and then singled in his 3rd at-bat, I believe, and it was a line drive to right field. And then he hit one out, and it went to right as well. He's going with the pitch. So this is a player that is really coming on right now. And the fact that, he hit 280 in May, and now he's hitting 387 in June. 387? You got to be kidding me. And the throwing arm is outstanding. The defense is well above average. The bat speed is there. He's hitting for average. He's hitting for power. He's showing patience at the plate. He's showing fire. Last night he was screaming and yelling, and after he hit one out, and he's trying to fire up the team. There have been games this year where it was just Heliot Ramos and nobody else, and he kind of carried the team all by himself. So July 16th, Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, the 2024 All-Star Game. Heliot Ramos should represent the Giants. And I can't wait to see him there. He's a great kid. I call him a kid. He's 24 at this point. He's been with the Giants since he was a kid. I mean, literally, this guy was like a high school junior age when the Giants signed him, and he has been fighting his way through the minor leagues ever since. And that, in some ways, is the beauty of baseball. It's like baseball's a sport where you could get drafted in 2017 and not make the majors until 2024. It's not instantaneous. It's not just immediate gratification. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, tears, blood, sweat, and tears, I should say, and all kinds of adjustments and all kinds of, working at getting to the next level. And, you conquer the low A ball, then you go to San Jose and you got to conquer San Jose. Then you go to Double A, you got to conquer Double A. Then you go to Triple A, you got to conquer Triple A. There's playing in the fall league. There's injuries. I mean, you get in, there's the scouting gets better and more intense and more personal as you advance in the game. Then by the time you reach the majors, there's really, really good advanced scouts that study what it is that you're doing that's making you have success. And then they're giving you a steady diet of what they feel like you can't handle. So, the one thing about Heliot, and he told me this last year, he's like, I can hit anybody's fastball. 90, 95, 100, 103, doesn't matter. I can hit anybody's fastball. And that's what he truly believes. So it's really more about staying in the strike zone, making adjustments, having a game plan, going the other way, using the whole field, and here he is at 24. He's making all the adjustments. He's played like 28 straight games. He's in there in the lineup every single day. Credit Bob Melvin. He just puts him in the lineup in center field, right field, left field. It doesn't matter. And he just says, Heliot, make it happen. He's hit him 1, he's hit him 2, he's hit him 3, he's hit him 4, he's hit him 5. He's hit him up and down the lineup. And this is a legit homegrown star player produced, drafted, and developed and produced by the Giants farm system out of the outfield. It hasn't happened a lot. I mean, we're talking about very, very, very few minor league outfielders have been produced by the Giants in the last 4 decades. And to see Heliot Ramos go from, hey, man, he opened their eyes in the 2016 Under Armour All-American game at Wrigley Field to they drafted him in the 2017 amateur draft and signed him to the development in 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Here we are, It's 2024. He's up, he's producing, and he is playing like an all-star. And he belongs in that game in Arlington, Texas. There are other guys that are deserving, but none more deserving than Heliot Ramos. And Heliot, love you, brother. Hope you're doing well. And man, put that guy in the All-Star game. I want to see him in what they call the Midsummer Classic. The power, the speed, the arm strength. Man, this guy is absolutely a joy to watch, and I can't wait to see Heliot Ramos representing the Giants in the All-Star game this summer in Arlington, Texas. All right, with this video, of course, brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, who brings you the Krug Show. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week. And thanks to Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles for sponsoring this video. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.